Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into The Regressed Son of a Duke is an Assassin, a tale of betrayal, revenge, and second chances. A world filled with intrigue, power struggles, and a protagonist who gets the rare gift of rebirth. But what happens when a story with so much potential falters in execution? Let's get into it and see if Cyan Vert's second chance at life leads him down a satisfying path. Cyan Vert, once the continent's best assassin, meets a tragic end at the hands of his own brother. Given a second chance at life, Cyan decides to live for himself, shedding his past loyalties and dedicating himself solely to his own ambitions. No longer will he serve anyone but himself. He will rise, but this time, he'll walk his path alone. But with this newfound freedom, does Cyan find the clarity and direction he needs? Or does the path of vengeance and power leave him lost in confusion? The central theme of this novel hinges on Cyan's rebirth and his resolve to live for himself rather than anyone else. It's a familiar trope, but one that can work if executed properly. However, as the story progresses, a major issue arises. Cyan's motivation becomes unclear, and his actions seem inconsistent. By chapter 50, Cyan is powerful enough to achieve anything, but he chooses to hold back, planning for the perfect moment to strike against his enemies. This would be fine if the narrative provided clear reasons for his decisions, but it doesn't. The plot feels meandering, as Cyan's internal conflict isn't fleshed out enough to make his actions feel justified. A 7-year time skip is a bold move for any story, especially one that centers around a character's growth and development. But what happens during this time? The answer seems to be nothing. Cyan's development is left unexplored, and his decisions in the interim period are left largely to the imagination. This not only feels like a missed opportunity for character growth, but also disrupts the pacing. What has he been doing all this time? Why is he waiting so long to act? These questions remain unanswered, and it weakens the immersion in the story. The biggest issue with The Regressed Son of a Duke is an Assassin is the baffling logic behind character actions. Cyan is powerful enough to end his enemies at any point, but instead, he drags out the plot by overcomplicating things. The antagonist is someone he could easily defeat, yet for some reason, he doesn't. The author tries to explain these decisions, but they don't hold up under scrutiny. Instead of a calculated hero, Cyan comes across as someone who's just going through the motions, and that severely dampens the story's tension. Another issue is the introduction of new characters, seemingly at random, without clear purpose or development. These characters are introduced but don't serve the plot in meaningful ways. Instead of enriching the story, they distract from the main conflict, and their motivations often feel forced. The world building and power structures are interesting, but they're ultimately underutilized when the focus shifts to secondary characters who don't contribute to the story's main arc. This novel has all the ingredients for an intriguing story: an assassin reborn with the chance to rewrite his fate, a world with complex power structures, and a plot full of potential. Unfortunately, the execution doesn't live up to the promise. With a clearer focus on Cyan's personal growth, more attention to the time skip, and a stronger narrative drive, this could have been a standout story. But as it stands, the plot feels disjointed and characters act in frustratingly illogical ways. The Regressed Son of a Duke is an Assassin starts strong with an interesting premise, but falters due to unclear motivations, awkward time skips, and frustratingly irrational character decisions. If you're looking for a story with deep character exploration and a clear narrative arc, this might not be the one for you. However, if you enjoy action-packed sequences and don't mind a bit of confusion along the way, you might still find something to enjoy here. What do you think about characters who make irrational decisions in stories? Do you find it frustrating when the plot drags on unnecessarily? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more web novel reviews. Catch you next time.